Welcome to the Anything Goes When a Gay podcast. I'm your host, Demetrius Smith. On today's episode, we will be talking about chakras. I believe in a previous episode, I've gone on and talked about the third eye chakra, but I never really went in depth about what chakra is, the history of chakra, and the introduction to the Western society of chakras. So I feel like this is a long overdue, and I hope this will be a learning experience for the both of us, and I hope you guys get something out of it. And we are going to begin right now. Chakra are various focal points used in a variety ancient meditation practice, collectively denominated as Tantra, or the Islamic or inner traditions of Hinduism. The concept is found in the early traditions of Hinduism. Beliefs differ between the Indian religions, with many Buddhist texts consistently mentioning 5 chakras, while Hindu sources offer 6 or even 7. Earlier Sanskrit texts speak of them both as a meditative visualization combining flowers and mantras, and as physical entities in a body. Some modern interpreters speak of them or a complex of electromagnetic variety, the precise degree and rarity of which directly arise from a systematic average of all positive and negative so-called fields. Thus, eventually, the complex nadia. Within Kundalini Yoga, the techniques of breath, exercise, visualization, mudras, and badras, and karisas, and mantras are focused on manipulating the flow of subtle energies throughout chakras. The term chakras appeared to first emerge with the Hindu Vedas, though not precisely in the sense of psychic energy centers, rather as Chakravartin, or the king who turns the wheel of his empire in all directions from a center representing his influence and power. The iconography popular in representing the chakra states white traces back to the 5 symbols of Yajna and the Vedic fire altar, square, circle, triangle, half moon, and dumpling. The hymn, chapter 10, verse 136 of the Wabajita mentions a reincarnate yogi with the female name Kanamana. Literally, it means she who is bent cord, representing both a minor goddess and one of many embedded um embedded enigmas and exotic riddles within the Rig Veda. Some scholars, such as David Gordon White and Gord Furstein, interpreted this might be related to Kundalini Shasky, and overwork over truth to the terms of ex, exotic. I always have a hard time with this word, so I'm gonna pronounce it. I'm just gonna spell it out: ESOTERICISM. That word later emerged in post-Aryan Brahmanism, the unplanished. Breath channels are mentioned in the classical planets of Hinduism from the first millennium BCE, but not psyche, energy, chakras theories. The latter states David Gordon White were introduced about 8th century CE in Buddhist texts as sorry guys, as heresies of energy centers, such as in the Havajra Tantra and oh wow, Caryagiti. These are called by various terms such as Shaka, Padma, which means lotus, or Pitha, which means mountain. These medieval Buddhist texts mention only 4 chakras, while later Hindu texts such as the Kabbalah Mata, and I'm not gonna, wow, okay, Kala, wow, okay, I'm just gonna skip that word. Expanded the list to many more. In contrast to White, according to George Bernstein, early unplanners of Hinduism do mention chakras in the sense of psychospiritual vortices, along with other terms found in Tantra, Purana, or Bahu, along with Nadi. According to Gavin Blood, the ancient texts do not present chakras and Kundalini-style yoga theories, although these words appear in the earliest Vedic literature in many contexts. The chakras, in the sense of 4 or more vital centers, appear in the medieval era Hindu and Buddhist texts. Chakras is a part of the Islamic medieval era beliefs about psychological and psychic centers that emerge across Indian traditions. The belief held that human life simultaneously exists in 2 parallel dimensions, one physical body and other psychological, emotional, mind, non-physical. It is called subtle. It is called pseudo body or the subtle body. This subtle body energy, while the physical body is mass, the psychic or mind plane corresponds to and interacts with the body plane. And the belief holds that the body and the mind mutually affect each other. The subtle body consists of nadia, connected by nodes of psychic energy called chakras. The belief grew into extensive elaboration, with some suggesting 88,000 chakras throughout the subtle body. The number of major chakras vary between various traditions, but they typically range between 4 and 7. The important chakras are stated in Hindu and Buddhist texts to be arranged in a column along the spine cord, from its base to the top of the head, connected by the vertical channels. The tantric tradition sought to master them. awaken and energize them through various breathing exercise or with assistance of a teacher. These chakras also symbolically map to specific human psychological capacities, seed syllabus, sounds, and subtle elements. In some cases, deities, colors, and other things. Belief in the chakra system of Hinduism and Buddhism differs from the historic Chinese system of Mandarins in acupuncture. Unlike the latter, the chakras relates to the subtle body, wherein it has a position but no definite nervous node or precise physical connection. The tantric system envisions it is as continually present, highly relative, and a means to psychic and emotional energy. It is useful in the type of yogic rituals and meditative discovery of radiant inner energy and mind-body connections. The meditation is added by extensive symbology, mantras, diagrams, models. The practitioner proceeds step by step from perceptible models to increasingly abstract models, where deity and external mandala are abandoned. In a self and in eternal mandalas are awakening. These ideas are not unique to Hindu, Buddhist traditions. Similar and overlapping concept emerges in other cultures, in the East and West, and these are variously called by other names, such as pseudo body, spirit body, exotic, anomaly, sidereal body, and etheric body. According to Gregory Samuel and J. Johnston, professors of religious study known for their studies on yoga and astrology traditions. Ideas and practice involve so-called subtle bodies have existed for many centuries in many parts of the world. Virtually all human cultures known to us have some kind of concept of mind, spirit, and souls as distant from the physical body, if only to explain experience such as sleep and dreaming. An important subset of subtle body practice, found particularly in India, Tibetan. Oh, forgive me, guys. Okay, and Tibetan Tantric traditions, and in similar Chinese practice, involves the idea of an eternal, subtle, sociological, sociology of the body, or rather of the body-mind complex, made up of channels through which substance of some kind. Through which substance of some kind of flow and points of intersection at which these channels come together. In the India tradition, the channels are known as nadi, and the point of intersection are chakras. Let's see. Jeffrey Samuel and J. Johnson, Religion and the Pseudo Body in Asia and the West Between Mind and Body. That is their book. Now, chakras and related beliefs have been important to the exotic tradition, but they are not directly related to mainstream yoga. According to the Indologist Edwin Bryant, and other scholars, the goals of classical yoga, such as spiritual liberation, freedom, self-knowledge, is attained entirely differently. Quick Momo in classical yoga and the chakra, Nadia, Kundalini, Sasi Laji is completely peripheral to it. And that is it for part 1. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast? Are you passionate about a favorite subject matter or a message that you want everyone to listen to? But you don't have any of the equipment or have no idea where to begin? Well, look no further than Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Do not worry about any extra equipment, guys, because Anchor's creation tools allows you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. They'll distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. To get started, download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm. That's ANCHOR.FM. Again, to get started, download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm. That is ANCHOR.FM. Thank you guys for so much in listening to today's episode about chakras. Now, this is only part 1. Stick around for part 2, which will be coming out. Which should be coming out either today or tomorrow. Well, it should be coming out before the end of the week. And also, if you have it in your heart, please, and also, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys would support my podcast so I can make upgrades to it, so I can have a better mic and all of that stuff. And I actually do love what I'm doing. I could come up with my own schedule. I still get to spend time with my children as much as I want. And, hopefully one day I can make a living in doing this. But thank you guys so much for choosing to listen to my podcast. I love you so much, and I'll catch you guys later next time. Deuces.